Hey guys, Hayden Hill with Family First Life Limitless. Today with new agent, Jon Iversen. So, got the claps, I like that. We just wanted to come to you today and kind of just share some tips about how Jon's having such quick success with us, some pointers for new agents, and then just kind of do some Q&A from there and go with it. So, Jon, if you just want to introduce yourself, talk about kind of what you sell a month, how long you've been here, maybe a little bit of background and why you got drawn into the insurance industry and why FFL.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm Jon Iversen. A little bit of background on me. I came from the corporate world where I worked in finance and then eventually in professional services and construction. I did that for about 2 years. I worked in sales and then as a sales manager. And then I at the same time was building a network marketing business. Did that for about 4.5 years. And then about 2 months ago was just in the right place at the right time and met the right people and found Family First Life and haven't looked back since.
Cool. So you've been with us for how long now?
Oh man. Coming up on my first full month.
First full month. Okay,
Yep.
Cool. In your first full month, what are you gonna issue pay? What are you gonna sell?
I'm tracking for about 30K right now.
30K. Nice. With no experience.
No, none.
So I want to talk, let's go into that first, Jon. So
Okay.
a lot of people, if they don't have insurance experience, they think maybe, oh, that guy's been doing this forever. He's just really good at what he does. He has contacts, he has, the network, whatever the case may be. But here, because the system is so plug and play, because the leads are requesting our help, and really, like we say, anyone can do this. Kind of just talk about the transition on, the systems in place and everything, and how it's so easy for you to basically get your insurance license probably less than 60 days ago, and now be having a lot of success here.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. It's very plug and play. There's not really a lot of gray area. It's all defined out, and I think the biggest thing is it's so simple. So there's not a lot of complexity to it, which was really refreshing for me, because in the corporate world, it's kind of the opposite, right? They like to make things complex. They like to feel special, that only a certain amount of people can do what we do. And that's not the case here at Family First Life. It is simple. Legitimately, anyone with a big enough reason why they're willing to get uncomfortable can succeed here. Starting, the whole process again is plug and play, starting with getting licensed. There's a whole team of admins that help you out with getting licensed. It takes 2 weeks. Then you're into contracting, and you really don't have to do much of anything except click a button and wait for them to process a background check, which is cool. And then you're contracted, and there's phone scripts, so there's not really a gray area on what to say on the phone. There's a whole dial team that's live on Zoom, so you can hear from top producers and what they sound like, and integrate that into yourself. And then there's training on in-homes, and it's so simple. I think as a new person, you don't have to be skilled at it, because the people are requesting the insurance. So they're asking you to come into their home, so they pretty much can help them shop on what to buy. So that's really what it is, right? You call them up, come into my home, show me what my options are, and help me buy insurance, and rinse and repeat. It's pretty simple.
What do you get? You reminding me this when you're saying that. What do you get on your test? Didn't you get like a 90-something% or high 80s?
No, it was at 86. Yeah,
86 your first time.
Yeah,
and you studied for what, like 2, 3, 4 weeks?
No, not even. I studied for 8 days in the evening, and I was kind of pissed that I waited 2 weeks to take the test.
In the evening, so after your 9 to 5 job.
Yeah, well, it was more like 7 to 6, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's impressive. So what you're saying is basically someone right now that's watching this with no insurance experience, no insurance license, maybe they had a license and it lapsed, but they don't have a license currently. They could literally say, you know what, I'm fed up with what I'm doing now. Yeah. I want to change. I see all these guys and gals having a ton of success. I see the system. I see the proof. I see the leaderboards. I want to reach out to someone right now, get my study material, start studying, pass my tests. And you think that it's pretty realistic that someone could go from today to making money in what, 2 to 4 weeks?
Easily.
And 2 to 3 weeks probably.
Yeah, easily. The other thing I'll say is, like, it doesn't require a skill set in sales to be good here. In fact, quite the opposite. So again, my background in the corporate world, being in sales requires you to be assertive and a type A and kind of a cutthroat type of personality. If you behave that way here, clients are not going to trust you on the phone. They're going to hang up on you. They're going to kick you out of their homes. You have to be pretty much the opposite. So I don't say that to make people in sales afraid of coming over here. Not at all. Just understand you're going to have to leave some bad habits behind. And if you're not in sales, all the merrier. You're not going to have those bad habits.
Right. we have a lot of people that have came from no sales background at all and had a lot of success. So you were in network marketing for a couple of years, you said.
Yeah, felt like a century, but yeah, 4.5 years.
And you built teams.
Yep, I did.
So when I was in college, actually starting college at Arizona State, I got into like a network marketing company actually for probably about 6 to 9 months, and they actually got shut down by the FTC, funny enough. But I learned a lot of skill sets, learned how to promote, I learned how to train, I learned sales techniques, I learned how to build and recruit teams. And so the only thing with that, and I know some people that do phenomenal, just like in any industry, there's going to be the outliers and people who do well, but it just always seemed to me like you had to have so many people on your team and recruit and train so many people. Where I love it here with insurance, where you can build a team of 50 to 100 guys and gals that are making 10 to 20K plus each month, and you have an army and you're doing $1 to $2 million a month, and then that kind of puts you in that board member range. You're talking to integrity, a lot of things like that. So touch on that, how much easier it is to build a business, something that's long standing here.
Yeah, I think it's because it's so simple. So I'll start with this. Like, if you're analyzing this opportunity and you're on the fence and you have doubt because you don't want to build a team, just understand you don't have to build a team. In fact, most people don't build a team right out of the gates. I am. And I think probably that's an influence, like you said, of a network marketing experience where we see the vision. But on your own pen, when you can write 30K a month, at first, like, get your feet under you and understand how to work it. And I'll tell you what, you're not going to want to shut up about the opportunity. If you're making 20 to 30K a month as an individual, and people are struggling, and people have families and children, you're going to want to tell them about it, and you're going to have the confidence because you can back it up with your bank deposits. I think the biggest difference between this and network marketing is that you're not selling a pipe dream. I had to create this almost inauthentic type of pitch to people where it was more about the relationships, and you're never going to find this quality of relationship out there, which it's total horse crap, by the way. I don't know if I can say crap on a podcast, but I said it twice.
You're good.
But that's the biggest difference, is that you don't have to create this facade that you're selling a pipe dream to people. All you have to do is share your story and then direct people to the right resources and let them make their own decisions. And if they're not ready, they're not ready. That's okay. That we have a really great community. I know Grady talks about plugging people into emails and Facebook groups and stuff like that. So yeah, it's because it's simple, and it's because everyone is prospering here who is actually working the system. And when everyone's prospering here, it's really hard to shut up about it.
Right. And what's sometimes, we're so blessed to have opportunity, and we almost forget that, like, we say like 20, 30K, like it's just kind of like, it's kind of just like
it's not that great.
The norm, right?
Yeah.
But in fact, like most Americans, if they could make, 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8K a month, or even, a couple grand on the weekends after their full-time job, that's like a game changer, dude. Like
100%.
I remember, I'm sure it was the same thing with you. Like I remember when I started part-time with FFL, I had a corporate, 9 to 5, 9 to 4 sales job, making good money. But then I would go out on the weekends for like 1 or 2 days, dude. And I would go and make like 1 or 2 or 3 sales, and I would make more money doing that than my full-time sales job, and it would only take me a few hours. And like it's like the job's pretty fun. Like we're helping people. Like it's not too difficult. Like look at us right now. I'm not in a suit and tie. I'm just T-shirt casual clothes. Because it's just talking to people and helping people that are requesting. And so I want you to talk about that. So you started part-time. Kind of talk about that transition, because some people that are starting out, they may not be ready to go full time, because they may not have the resources and may just not be the right time to go cold turkey and go full time. Right. But talk about a part-time schedule and kind of how you did it and how you got to full time. Sure.
Yeah. So from like a logistics standpoint, I worked about 7:30 to 6 o'clock at night, maybe 5:30 sometimes, and then after that. Thursdays and Friday evenings, I would call clients. I would dial from about 6 to 9 p.m., set appointments for all day Saturday, and then half a day on Sunday. I did that for 2 or 3 weeks. And what I had done at the start of that is I had defined on paper how much money I need to be making in order to replace my job income. Is actually more than my job income. I wanted to be making more than that in order to step away. First weekend of work, waking up on a Tuesday to $10,000 deposit was really, really hard to justify staying at a job. It would have been like saying, no, I would love to make less money and continue working 60 hours a week for have to pay.
Right.
So that's really all it was just making dials on Thursday and Friday.
Because your first weekend was like 16 or 17 grand.
16 grand.
In 2 days.
Yeah, day and a half. But 2 days, yeah.
Dude, that is insane.
I know.
I remember when you were texting me and you're like, I'm going to dial on Thursday and Friday for Saturday and Sunday and try this thing out for my first weekend.
Yep.
And I forgot where I was. I think I was out of town, and I'm looking at my phone just going off, and I see like a $3,000 deal, a $2,000 deal, $5,000 deal. And I'm looking at Nina like, holy crap, this guy's going to make, 15 grand plus in his first weekend, and he's not even full time with us.
Nope. But I mean, shortly thereafter, right, it makes sense to do so. And not every weekend is going to be like that. You're going to have your peaks and your valleys,
of course,
and everything. And I think it's important to qualify that. But ultimately, like, there is stability. I think that's one thing that I really appreciate here that I didn't have in the background of network marketing. You would build a team and it would disappear. There was no sense of stability. There was no stickiness because people just weren't prospering. They weren't making money. And so to go back to your question about working part-time, I think that's what's important. Again, if you're looking at this, you're a professional, you work full-time, you got a family and kids, I think it's important to define like what is that nut that you need to crack every month in order to justify replacing your income. And then once you hit that number, go all in.
Right. I absolutely agree. So obviously you're a very personal developed guy. You've been, studying this, you've been getting better on the trainings, everything like that. And so, the average person when they, come in part-time, it's pretty realistic to expect, 2, 3, 4, 5K weekends off the bat. If they get their license, they go through training, they watch the videos, they do all the things they're supposed to do. It's a pretty simple system.
Extremely. And don't complicate it. Don't try and make it complex. Just follow what's taught and you'll get the results that other people have.
Cool. What are your goals for this year?
Goals are Hall of Fame, issue pay over $400,000 this year.
Okay.
And goal is to have a team of 50 writing agents by December.
Cool.
That would put me at about 250 to 300,000 a month.
Yeah, I would maybe even higher.
Maybe a little bit more.
400 or 500. Cool. So it's the end of June.
Mm-hmm.
So about 50 grand a month or so the next 6 months plus to hit it. I think you got it, dude.
Yeah, man. I'm confident. I got you on my side, right?
I always break it down into like days and weeks. And so if you have to do 50 grand a month for the next, 6.5 months, 60 grand a month, that's really like, 12 to 15 grand per week. Your first weekend, you did 16K in a weekend. And so if you just kind of work the numbers backwards and follow this system and have this certain amount of appointments, it's very feasible. It's very doable to do if you just do the work.
Exactly. That's true for everyone. I'm not special.
Right. Cool. Well, cool, dude. I'm really looking forward to see what you're going to do. I have no doubt in my mind you're going to smash Hall of Fame. I'll see you up there with our red jackets.
Thanks, bro.
Building your agency. I think there's a lot of people that come in the company. We had dinner when you were first getting started, and I told you, like, dude, I can just tell you have like the it. Like, you're super driven, you're super hardworking. You kind of have that personally developed hunger of just always getting better. And so I'm excited, like I said. So if someone wanted to work with you,
sure,
whether they have a background in network marketing, whether they have a background in corporate sales, whether they just like you and the way you talk, how can they get a hold of you?
Sure. So you can reach me at my personal number, 602-558-0665, text or call. And then I'm also on Instagram at Jon J. Ivy.
Cool. So they contact you, they get started, they get their license, and they work with us, and we teach them how to do it.
Yep, absolutely. I have a few questions for you. I don't agree to work with everyone.
Yeah, of course.
Got to make sure you're ready to roll, but absolutely.
Of course. Cool. Well, cool, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you take these tips and apply them to the business. And if you're looking to get started, make sure you reach out to Jon and myself, and we will point you in the right direction and get you off on the right foot to success. Bye for now.